Welcome sa Filipino Millennial Mindset Podcast, a podcast dedicated to sharing personal stories and lessons from experiences in hopes na ma-expand yung mindset ng millennials and hopefully other generations. If you'd like to support the podcast, feel free to subscribe sa YouTube or sa mga platform kung saan ka nakikinig and follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Ako si Andro Borja, reminding you na hindi natin kailangan mag-inom para magkaroon ng seryosong usapan. Alright guys, welcome back sa episode. Bago tayo magsimula, gusto ko lang i-greet si Erica. So si Erica yung naging guest ko sa episode about Gen Z. So happy birthday kay Erica. Birthday niya yesterday, I think. And today I'm with Philip and Natasha. And sobrang weirded out pa rin kami sa mga events. Pero ngayon lang sila nag-meet ever. Pero somehow,
Ah,
kung mako-confirm talaga natin, related pala sila. So, hey Tash, si Philip, medyo kilala na siya ng audience natin. Pero, can
Mhm.
you briefly introduce yourself sa audience?
Okay. Hi guys. I'm Natasha. I'm from Iloilo City, Philippines. I am a mom of two toddlers, a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old. And that's probably why I'm here to join Andrew's podcast to talk about parenting. Andrew and I work together in the same company at ZDM. I'm a content writer. I've recently joined our company, and that's where I met Andro. And so far, the journey working with him has been an amazing experience. And I'm so grateful to be here to share my time with you and to share my learnings. And hopefully, everything that I say here can help you in some way. So, yeah, thank you.
Alright. Thanks, Tash. Ikaw,
very good.
Phil, gusto mo kumamusta sa audience? Medyo matagal kang wala.
I, I've been a contributor for the podcast for a while. I'm a dad of a 7 and a 2, and I'm dito ako nakatira sa Toronto, Canada. And I found the Millennial Podcast. Naghanap ako ng mga advice or even conversation na Tagalog online, and then that's how I found Ro.
Alright. Thanks guys for introducing yourselves. So, game na. Ang topic today is mostly about parenting. Pero meron akong parang set of questions na specifically para sa inyo. And
Mhm.
siguro bibigay ko rin yung take ko every now and then. And the first thing that I would want to ask you guys is, let's start with Philip. Pero sasagutin mo rin to, Tash. How has your parents affected your life as you grew up? Yung
This
parents
is
mo.
towards me.
Yep.
In terms of overall things, or
Overall,
in the
like,
outlook
yeah.
with
Like
having children.
facing the world finally from growing up to being independent to trying to figure
Uh,
things out on your own.
okay,
Medyo
so
mahaba siya, pero
yeah,
yeah.
so I know I'm considered a latchkey kid. So ibig sabihin latchkey kid is pinapabayaan ka na lang ng parents mo. So kunyari yung parents mo sobrang busy, umalis ka na lang, and then make sure that umuwi ka bago magabi. So I'm like, layas ako like sa Pilipinas, lalabas ako, pagbalik ko puro ko libag, yung mga ganon. Uh, the same thing sa Canada, because my parents, they value building a business. So they always tell me, you're never gonna get rich having a job. There's no way. You have to create your own business so you can get rich. And kasi I guess my grandparents and my great grandparents, they're all business people. So they pursue their own business apart from my grandparents para meron silang sarili. That's basically the family rule. You don't take your dad's or your mom's, you create your own and you become successful. So, but because of that, napapabayaan yung mga bata. Yung style Filipino, ganun, di ba? But para sa akin, I'm very grateful na hindi ako I wasn't caged into a certain structure. Kasi nung nangyari sa akin yon, natuto akong magbasa ng tao. from a little age. Malalaman ko kung sino nagsisinungaling, nalalaman ko kung binabola ba ako, kung sino mabait, kung sino tunay na kaibigan ko. And I carry that dito sa Canada. And but the style when it comes to like parenting, yung style nila na hindi ko gusto is like I guess you guys can relate. Like papagalitan ka na lang and you don't even know what you did and you feel bad and then you kind of carry that wound and it becomes a scar. And then later on it becomes your insecurity. So nung bata ko, pinapromise ko sa sarili ko, man, pagka nagkaroon ako ng anak ako, pag magagalit ako, papaliwanag ko sa kanya kung bakit. Para hindi siya parang, bakit na nagalit Santos? I feel bad and I don't even know why. So, pagka nagagalit ako, like it's inevitable. You always have to watch yourself, pero kahit na you're still human, magagalit ka pa rin, di ba? So, pag nagagalit ako, I'm very quick to say, hey, I'm sorry. Nagalit ako sa'yo kasi itong ginawa mo. Next time, if I get mad, just look at me and I'll know. Pero the reason I got mad is because I didn't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to get fooled, or I want you to get smarter. Like I want to do that at the same time. Let her do what she wants, but I want to not protective, but guide my children instead of being a protector. I want to be it's kind of weird, kind of like a um a shepherd guiding a flock. Kind of same thing like that. Yeah.
Actually, di ko alam ganun pala yung term doon. So I guess I grew up the same na although yung parents ko nag-business pero nag-fail, umayaw na nag-take na lang ulit ng job. Pero ano rin eh, dahil siguro rin broken family kami, laking lolo lola, hindi naman monitor yung galaw ko. Hindi naman basta hindi ako binantayan. Magagalit lang pag gabi uwi, ganun. Pero malaya ako gawin kung anong gusto ko.
Pero pinag-isipan ko mabuti yan kasi for a while I was thinking, oh, that's a bad thing to do. But now that I'm a parent, nag-iisip ako, you have to create a source of income to provide for your kid. So it's more important to get money kaysa naman you watch your kid pero magugutom naman siya.
Mm.
So you have a one-track mind. So get get mo yung resources para kayo mag-survive o mahalin mo yung pamilya mo. If you can do both, great. Pero if you're in a pinch, pipili ka sa survival, 'di ba? Yun ang ginawa nila. So yun, it's not their fault. It's just that let's just say in generation na yun, they didn't have the insight na natin, 'di ba? Kasi na-experience natin and then pinag-isipan natin and then we're actually gonna do something about it. For them, they probably thought about it when they were a kid, pero nung tumanda sila, they still had no choice. They still had to copy their parents in order to survive. Yun lang yung talagang pinag-isipan ko dati.
Yeah, and that's another thing kung bakit natutunan kong wag maging resentful sa parents ko even though ang dami nilang neglect. Although walang neglect financially, hindi kami nagutom, pero yung emotional damage na doon. Pero nagagets ko na kasi
Ayan,
they just did their best with what they had and wala mang podcast noon, wala man nagsasabi ng mga ganito dati. Parang focus on survival lang talaga dati, di ba? Pero how about you, Tash?
I really like what Philip has said because I can relate in that level na syempre, di naman natin alam, but our parents syempre grew up in the there's a chance that our ancestors had the same, and yung mga times kasi na yun, I grew up to understand na syempre gera ng mga times na yun, times were very different that those times, and they did not have the resources that they needed, and they did not have yung mga, tama ka nga, yung mga podcast, yung mga what do you call this, mga gurus that we have now when it comes to parenting. People are talking more about it and how you can parent better at this time and age. And yeah, so pero late ko na na-realize yun. Talaga, I grew up with so much anger and resentment sa parents ko. Primarily, I think, my dad. Sobrang nagkaroon talaga ng ano sa akin. It led to my, what do you call this, mental health then na challenges because of that. I think I was really traumatized from my childhood, and I took it upon myself to find out how I could heal myself somehow, start my healing journey from it. Kasi ayoko nga siyang idala naman sa pagiging mom ko. So yung dad ko sobrang ano siya. I think he has his own baggages. He was always angry, like all the time. And na-experience ko talaga yon. He would come home from work kasi med rep siya before eh. He's a medical representative. So he would go from Tuguegarao to Manila. So it would be like an 8-hour drive. That's part of his job. And he would talk to doctors, sell pharmaceutical medicine or something. And then he would drive back again, 8 hours from work, pauwi sa amin. It was just my mom and parang may helper kami. So when he comes home as a kid, you're always amazed by you're always amazed by your parents, right? So, dad, like sobrang saya namin. Pero, syempre pag uwi niya, he's a different man. Like gusto niya, how were you when I was away? Like parang, did you do this? Did you excel? Did you do this? Anong ginawa mo? May ginawa ka bang mali? And then when he comes home, the first thing he does is ask, what did you do wrong? Parang ganyan. So, when I was away, what did you do wrong? And then, punish. Parang ganyan. Pero ano, ang nakakatuwa doon is I grew up to understand na even if nung bata ako, I wanted to understand my dad, where he was coming from. And then, nandun talaga yung love eh. Like, I really love him even through it all. So, yun. So, grabe yung corporal punishment and gets yun naman yan, corporal punishment. And then, yung mga napapaluhod sa monggo, palo ng belt. And then, syempre, ako, female ako. So, I'm the eldest of the family. I'm a female. Tapos, I have three brothers. So, apat kami. Ako yung eldest and I have three younger brothers na na-experience din yun. So, ako, yung ano ko talaga is protektahan yung mga kapatid ko from what was happening. And then, hindi naman kami, yung rule kasi sa amin is my dad does the disciplining and my mom hindi. So, my mom nurturing siya eh. Nag-work din yung mom ko, working din yung mom ko noon. But whenever my dad disciplines us, she doesn't have a say. Like, bahala na yung dad ko talaga yung mag-ano sa amin. And after that, that's when she would come in and like hug us and try to reconcile the situation. And yung pinaka-fucked up doon is yung sasabihin sa'yo ng bata ka na, kaya ako ginawa yan kasi mahal kita. Like, di ba? Like, it fucks you up somehow. Like, parang, isipin mo, like, paano mo ako sasaktan? Tapos sasabihin mong mahal mo ko. Like, parang dun talaga nag-start yung ano ko eh. Medyo naging, yung wiring ko, like, parang, so pag sinasaktan ka pala, like, parang, parang may role yon na nadala ko hanggang sa pagtanda ko. And then yun, so now, I vowed to myself, like Philip, na sabi ko, pag magkakanak ako, I would do things different. And I really educated myself. I tried my best to find the resources that I needed when I became a mom. Wala namang handbook eh, wala namang guidebook or anything that comes with being a mom or a parent. Wala. You have to figure it out every day. Kahit na may makita kang mga books, kahit may makita kang ganyan, syempre may dala ka pa rin from childhood eh. May trauma ka pa rin eh. So, you have to make the most out of what you have. So, with this baggage that I have internally, and then parenting, and then yung resources that could cultivate your mindset and yung ano mo sa pagiging parent and yung heart mo as a parent, as a mom. So, ayun. So, when my son came into my life, I really vowed na I would do things differently. Kaya nga ngayon, ang ano namin dito sa house is gentle parenting. And like Philip, we don't, we try our best to connect with our children, connect with them first, and then explain what is happening. But whenever we get mad, all emotions are welcome here sa house. There's a way that we could talk to our children na maiintindihan pa rin nila yung situation. And then, syempre, collaborate with them on how you can make things better rather than kami yung magsasabi na parang ito yung gagawin mo, ito. So collaboration talaga is key when it comes to parenting. And you learn from your kids just as much as they learn from you. And sana talaga, alam ng parents ko to before. Things could have turned out so much differently kung alam lang nila to. And siguro, pero tapos na yon. So ngayon, at least yung mga anak namin, when the time comes, iba na yung narrative. Yun talaga yung gusto namin yung goal ko din na to break the cycle and para when our kids grow up and have their own family, the narrative would be so much different. So yeah.
It's pretty good.
May naisip akong question bigla. So,
Mm.
given that you as a parent now, you made a vow na iba yung parenting na gagawin mo based off of ano yung naranasan mo. Pero how do you do that ng siguro walang bahid ng hatred dun sa previous na naranasan mo? Kasi masakit yun or parang ano nakikita ko minsan sa iba, maganda yung intention, gusto nila baliin yung parang generational curse. Kaya lang, andun yung yung parang bahid ng hatred dahil sobrang galit ka sa naranasan mo. You're unaware na nagbi-bleed in din siya minsan sa mga tinatry mong lessons na i-teach sa anak mo. Parang how do you come off na talagang maunawain, na nasi-share mo,
Mhm.
natuturo mo kung ano talaga yung gusto mo?
Yeah, I get the question. Is that a question for me and Philip,
Yes.
or
Ikaw,
so
pwede
who's gonna
pwede ka nang
me
mauna kasi,
first?
yeah.
All right, okay. So honestly, I'm doing a lot of trauma work because I think everything that ang trauma kasi napapasa yan intergenerationally. So if yung lahat na naranasan ng dad ko and ng parents ko, for sure naranasan nila sa parents nila. And I think yung dito sa Pilipinas kasi, 'di ba, we're colonized by so many foreign, di ba? Yung colonization naging grabe. We were colonized by the Spanish, the Americans. So lahat ng yon, lahat ng naranasan na trauma ng ancestors natin from those different periods of time, napapasa yan sa anak, sa anak, sa anak, sa anak. So imagine how long it has been. Ngayon, tayo, yung ano nun, tayo, sa atin napunta yon. So ngayon, yung trauma work na ginagawa ko is mostly keeping myself accountable. Lumalabas yan lumalabas yan sa, may mga kaya tinatawag nating emotional triggers. May reason kung bakit ka natitrigger. May reason, may mga different circumstances kang na-encounter, hindi lang sa parenting, in your general life. Napapansin mo, sometimes, bakit ako natitrigger? Bakit ako naiinis sa particular na situation na to? Na every time that situation comes up, parating, if you don't catch yourself, parating mo ano yan, like parang, oh, bakit na naman ganito? So it wells up inside. Lumalabas yan. And sabi nga nila, you have to let it out and you have to sit with it. And kakausapin mo talaga, where is this anger coming from? Where is this pain coming from? Bakit siya lumalabas? What is it trying to teach me? What is it trying to tell me? So yung work na yon, it's not easy. At first, sobrang dami mong barriers, di ba? So may own view ka of the world. And and ano din, you try your best to block yung mga yon. So you have to, it should be a personal decision to really sit with it and try to figure out where it's coming from. So every day yan na process. So I do that with me every day. So whenever my kid does something na nakaka-trigger sa akin and lumalabas yung anger ko, feeling ko talaga connected yun Kasi na-experience ko na yun before sa dad ko. So what I do is, part ng an inner work ko is, i-reassure ko yung self ko. I talk to my inner child, the inner child in me. So lumalayo muna ako sa mga anak ko. I go and spend time with myself, and then, weird to, weird to, demonstrate ko talaga, but I hug myself and I talk to the inner child in me, like, hi Tash, but my childhood name was Tana. So, hey Tana, I know you're feeling very unsafe right now. Alam ko na naranasan mo to before, and I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. You've grown so much from where you were from. And then I talk to myself and I reassure her that everything is fine, that she's safe, that she's loved, that she's understood, that ngayon is a different time, and, ni-reconcile ko yung past sa present. And then when I feel better, that's when I approach my children. For me, wag na wag mong ihahalo na nandun ka sa point na lumalabas yung trigger. Ilayo mo muna yung sarili mo and calm yourself down, because most of the things na may conflict sa mga anak at hindi nasa parent yan wala namang alam ng mga bata tungkol dyan. So it's up to us to calm ourselves down and to give that same feeling of calm sa mga bata. So mafe-feel nila yan sa'yo, makikita nila yan sa'yo if you have soft eyes, if you have soft hands, if you have a soft voice, marinig nila yun. So it was important for me to, whenever I feel triggered anger or sadness or resentment, sinisettle ko muna yan with myself. And then I approach my children. So yun.
Ang ganda.
Does
So,
it make sense?
pag nakaramdam ka ng overwhelm, step back,
Yeah.
reconcile, and then balik sa...
And then connect. Oo.
Mm.
Oo.
How about you, Philip?
I was pretty good. I like what she said. I don't think it's gonna work for me though. So hindi
Yeah.
pa rin sa akin. Yeah, so it works for her because she's more in tune with her emotional side. I think it's because maybe because I'm a guy. I try to like block it and ignore it. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. And then all of a sudden, somebody, what do you want? Parang ganon, di ba?
Mm.
So, but ginawa ko sa akin, I figured it out a while back about programming. So, ang ginawa ko sa akin, basically when you know when your parents or yung nanay tatay mo when they look at you a certain way, you're like automatically scared. They have a program in you. So what I did was different. I reversed it. Ang ginawa ko sa akin, every time I do something na parang galit ako, I'll make my kid laugh. So every time she sees me mad, she thinks it's funny now. So pag nagalit ako, like, hey, what are you doing? And then she's like, ah. So I'm like, so, pero galit ako nun, di ba? Pero like I did that on purpose in the beginning, that I would like every time I would do something, like I would get mad and I would catch myself and I go, ha ha ha. I go like that. Tapos natatawa rin siya ever since she was a kid. So now every time magagalit ako, I would look at her or I would like do something, she would laugh. So in ginawa ko in reverse ko, my trigger when I was a kid was like fear. Her trigger is now like it's something funny that my dad does, some kind of ridiculous silly thing that my dad does. But I did that because I knew I can't change it that quickly. I can't change myself that quickly. So I have to find a way around it. So your perception niya is different from what I'm actually trying to do. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. So it's a trick that I found out a long time ago. So Pavlov's dog, basically. So yun ang ginawa ko. But yeah, it got me through even now, kahit na ngayon, kung may ginawa siya masama, and then I'm like, hey, why did you get a B in math? And then matatawa. I'm like, it's not funny. Like, mahirap na para bang reverse na, di ba? It's not funny. Like, tumatawa siya. No, it's not funny. You got a B in math. And then, no, seriously, it's not funny. So mahirap na ipaliwanag, di ba? So now I'm trying to find a way to like fix that. So far, I haven't fixed that. But
Okay.
yeah, but it's a good scheme. It's a good scheme for somebody that doesn't know how to. Hindi kasi ganito yun eh. You can't fix yourself unless something very traumatic happened to you. You can't fix yourself overnight. So some
Mm.
people change overnight because either a death of a family or I don't know, something very traumatic, like they had a big accident, they almost died. They can change overnight. But people regularly don't change overnight. So what I did is like instead of changing the way I act, I want to make sure that the people around me see me in a different light, depend on how I'm acting. Since my family is not here, anyways, nobody knows me from the past, from how I was before. Maybe I can change what they see instead of how I act. So that's what I did.
Yun yung
I really
naisip
like
kong
the
tanong.
reverse engineering.
Yeah,
Oo nga.
yeah.
Yun ang naisip kong tanong, yung how would you come off sa anak mo naman na when you're being serious na? So nabanggit mo yun ngayon challenge ngayon.
Being serious, like pag
Oo.
may sinasabi akong serious, I do
Kasi,
that through. Oh, sorry, I do that through storytelling.
mm,
So, napansin ko ng bata ako, if somebody is telling me a story, tapos I'm very involved with the story, I'm putting pictures in my head. Like sinasabi when somebody's telling you a story, you're imagining in your head. There's no video, so you're imagining in your head. So what I'm doing with my kid, if I'm saying something serious, I'm actually telling it as a story, and I'm putting pictures in her head. So her head would get programmed. It's a story. So when I'm saying a story, she's putting pictures in the head and she's building each picture on her head. Therefore, let's just say nagre-record talaga sa ulo niya, and just she'll remember it better, and then she'll remember the lesson. And then I'll repeat it again. And I go, do you know why this happened? Because of this. Or do you know you could have prevented that if you did this? And then nakikita ko siya mag-iisip. Iisip siya. Tapos means it's good kasi maganda sa utak ng bata na nagiging we're human beings. We're the only thing that separate us from other animals if is our creation. We can actually create things, di ba? So as a young kid, meron tayong mga tinatanong. Katulad ng bata tayo, you'll remember this. If you look back ng bata kayo, you'll ask your parents something and sabihin natin, nagtanong ka, tapos yung parent mo hindi alam yung sagot. Sasabihin, oh, tumahimik ka nga dyan, pero hindi nila alam yung sagot, di ba? Yeah. So that
Yeah.
happened to me. That happened to me when my kid was 3. I was reading her a bedtime story, and the book is not related to what she's asking. Nagbabasa ako, yung pala nag-iisip siya ng iba. Tapos sabi niya, bakit may ilaw yung buwan? Kung may araw, bakit may ilaw yung buwan? Siyempre, how are you gonna explain to a kid that there's precession and there's the moon is here and the sun is here? Yung vocabulary nila, ano, di ba? So go, oh yeah, there's a flashlight. there's a flashlight. So, and tumanda siya. Nung tumanda siya, she's like, oh yeah, you told me there's a flashlight. And I'm like, teka, natandaan mo yun? You were 3. How can you remember that?
Yeah.
So that triggered my head like, oh, I have to be careful what I say. Because their memory banks are empty.
Yeah.
Their hard drive is empty. So you have to make sure that whatever you say, either joyful or hateful or painful, you have to make sure that you have to be careful because it's going to be stored in their vast memory bank that's empty. So I was very careful na pag nagsasabi na ako ng story, it has to be the truth. I can't make it up. Yun ang ginagawa. Pag sinabi ko hindi ko alam, no, I don't know. Let's look for it later. Let's look online, hanapin natin yung sagot. I'm not gonna make it up. Yung ginagawa ko.
That's nice.
You know why I do that? Because when I say I don't know, then that builds trust. Kasi if I said something and it's wrong, siguro, ito, wala palang alam to eh. When they get older, di ba? Wala palang alam to eh. Can't sabihin ito. Yung gano'n, di ba? So, si Papa, kala ko matalino ng bata ko, yung pala, hindi niya alam. Siya, grade 3 pa lang siya, di ba? So you have to be careful. Kasi when I was young, I would ask, itong bata ko, may mga katulong kami, di ba? And I go, hey, ba't ang daming bituin? Hindi kasi dati, merong nagwawalis, ang daming pinagsasabi sa akin. So, punta ako sa school, science questionnaire, di ba? Sinulat ko kasi may nagwawalis, mali. Tapos, tagawin ko sa bahay, mali naman yung sinabi mo sa akin ah. Sa school, so yun. Then after that, I'm like, oh, I have to be careful what I say. But yeah, the storytelling is the best way to actually convey if you're serious.
I really I can't stop myself from laughing, Philip. That's a very
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna try to do that. Yeah, actually we do storytelling, but sa amin naman, ako personally, ginagawa ko, syempre nagtitell ako ng story, di ba? Pero minsan, nung medyo bata pa sila, kasi sa akin din 4 years old ngayon eh. So medyo bata pa sila, storytelling talaga na sa akin galing. Tapos yun nga, nung ngayon na 4 years old na yung baby ko, yung panganay, what I do talaga is open-ended. So, yun nga. So, last time, nahulog siya. Nahulog siya sa chair. Yun yung nangyari. So, may sinabi ako nung time na yun. Nung first time na nangyari yun. Like, okay, so, you got really scared. You got hurt because you fell down. So, binvalidate ko muna yung feelings. Tapos,
Oh
it
wow,
was
that's
really
so
scary,
different.
right? Yeah, it was really
Your parents would
scary,
say, ay
right?
tanga.
Because again, diba?
Diba? Ay tanga.
Tanga
Ikaw
mo.
kasi, tanga ka eh.
Diba? Tapos
Yeah.
yun. So pag nangyari yun, then explain ko, tapos ingrained na sa mind niya. So the next time he falls down, like para, syempre, validate ko ulit. Pero yung thought na nangyari na yun before, so what do you think happened? Diba? Like, what do you think happened? Because I climbed up, like, sagot siya, because I climbed up and ganyan. And then, like, parang, i-ano ko sa kanya, hayaan ko muna siya mag-talk ko ano yung tingin niya yung nangyari. And then, na-surprise nga ako kasi naintindihan niya yung nangyari. Like, parang, if you just let them talk and speak, kung ano talaga yung tingin nila sa mind nila. Like, magugulat ka talaga. Like, what? Naintindihan mo pala. So, yun parating ginagawa ko open-ended. I try to let him join in on the conversation kung ano yung tingin niya, nangyari. And then it really works. Nagulat ako like, grabe yung mind ng bata. You think na hindi nila alam, pero na alam nila. You think they're not looking, but they're really seeing what's going on. You think they're not listening, but they internalize everything you say. And yun yung kinakatakot namin like you, is yung sasabihin namin maging part ng inner narrative niya. And ayoko naman na makarinig siya ng mga stuff na disempowering. So, tinatry talaga namin na to say good stuff talaga sa kanya. You're a good kid. Always remind kung ano na even if they make mistakes, you're a good kid. We love you no matter what. All right? Always remember, no matter what you do, that won't change anything. We still love you the way you are. We still love you for who you are. So, pati namin na ano, kasi ayoko na mamaya, alam mo sa atin, yung pag marinig ka ng bobo pa nga, mga ganyan, like hindi
Oh
mo
yeah,
naman
that's the
alam, like
worst.
nagdadala mo talaga eh. So parang
Mm.
pagdating mo sa school, pagdating mo sa ano, biglang the way you measure yourself sa peers mo, like parang tingin mo ikaw yung bobo, ikaw yung ano, tanga or something. So ayoko talaga. That's one of the things ayoko madala nila. So, yun.
Parang
There
yun yung
there's a
sorry, sabihin ko lang parang yun yung parang best security na mapoprovide mo yata sa anak mo, no? Kasi when we say security,
Mm,
usually ang iniisip agad ano, pera, financially stable, ma-provide yung ganong klase ng security. Pero yung pinaprovide mong klase ng security, kung ako yon parang magiging mas matapang ako, magiging mas malaya ako to, take risk, take challenges sa buhay ko dahil alam kong andyan yung parent ko na mag-fail man ako, madapa ako, parang mahal niya ako. Di niya tolerate yung mga masasamang ginagawa ko. Pero, ano parang yung feeling na andyan siya. Andyan siya.
mm. And yun nga, tama ka dyan, Dro. But yun nga, iba kasi ang role ng father and mom. So, magkaiba yan.
Mm.
So, yung sense of security talaga dapat nanggagaling talaga sa father. Kasi siya yung ano, protector ng family. Syempre, part na din yung pagiging breadwinner. Kaya nga sabi, naintindihan ko si Philip kanina when he said na you have to choose eh. You cannot be, if you can figure it out, then good for you. Pero mahirap talaga na you need to think about where you're gonna find the resources. Napagdaanan din ng ano ng parents natin yun. Pero until now, napagdadaanan natin yun. Yung mind mo hati, kailangan ko maghanap ng income for my family and still be the best parent I can be for my kid. It's not easy. So yung teamwork nangyayari yan, like for sure, sa amin, like yung husband ko, he needs to work. Ako din naman, I work. Pero iba yung sa kanya eh. So he needs to work, he needs to look for money, and then he has his own way of um, parenting and making our children feel safe, heard, loved. My own way siya, syempre. Hindi ko pwedeng ano yan. And then I have my own. So, medyo ano yan eh, medyo iba yung nakukuha ng kids from either a mom or a dad, iba. So, I think nakakatawa nga kay Philip kasi nakikita ko yung husband ko sa kanya. Like, yung gino-joke talaga yung way. Yun talaga yung way, pinapatawa talaga. Like, and then nag-iiba nga yung ano na parang, ay, akala ko papagalitan ako. Tapos, biglang hindi pala. Like, tatawa pala kami. So, iba yung fun that they have with their papa. Ibang-iba talaga. And then for me, syempre, love, nurturing, and everything. Pag sa tatay talaga, pag playtime, bahala kayo dyan. Mag-wrestlingan kayo, mag-ano kayo dyan.
So
So,
teamwork,
yun
teamwork
na.
talaga,
Oo. Teamwork
collaborative.
talaga.
Pero gusto ko
Mm-mm.
nabanggit mo dun sa teamwork na yun is kasali yung anak dun sa collaborative effort na yun.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Kasali talaga. Kasi I think most of the knowledge talaga na nakuha ko as a mom, the best teacher I have are my kids. They, I learned a lot about myself, about life in general, about relationships from my children. So if only we are open to what they have to teach us, sobra. And yung growth ko
Mm.
ever since naging mama ko, ibang-iba. Like, totoong they let you be like more mature, have a different perspective towards life. And sobrang thankful ako na, yun nga, I get to grow and learn alongside my kids. Mhm. How about you, Philip? What's your take?
no, I was because I was listening to you say the encouraging stuff that for your kids, and the things like my kid's a little
Mm.
older than yours, or my kid is
Yeah.
7. So
Mm-hmm.
talagang hinasa namin being confident, the kid. So I'm like, oh, you're very beautiful. You can dance so well. You're so smart. Yeah. Problema ngayon na nahaharap namin is when she make a mistake. When she makes a mistake, she takes it really bad.
Oh,
Then
mm.
I started thinking, oh, because you're telling the kid they're so great, those things, like basically in their head they're perfect. So
Yeah.
now I'm like trying to fix it in my head like a cube na ano na how do you how do you say to your kid you're perfect, and then when they make a mistake and like that it's fine. So lately I've been like, she's making mistakes in school, of course, and stuff like that. So lately sinasabi ko, the only way that you can learn is if you make mistakes. There's no
Mm-hmm.
learning
Mm-hmm.
if everything is right. There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody has to build things, make a mistake, that thing gets destroyed, and they go, oh, maybe because of this, maybe because the chair has 3 legs, it needs 4 legs, and then slowly, is we're just starting now, but slowly I see her actually getting used to
Yeah.
um, failures. And the thing that
Mm-hmm.
I want, kasi sinasanay ko siya ngayon sa criticism,
Yeah.
but not in the way we had it when we were kids. Like, ay tanga, nadapa, ay tanga, kasi ko tatakbo-tabo kasi, yung gano'n. I'm trying to, sinusubukan ko siya na ano na, I'm slowly introducing criticism to her, so she can develop a shield na para
Mm-hmm.
bang I'm only gonna use this criticism to improve myself instead of like
Yeah.
scarring myself. So that's the stuff I'm trying to figure out now. It's funny because you learn things when they're 2, then 4, and then 5, and then
Mm.
as soon as they get older, you try to look back when they were your age, and they go, oh, what happened then? What did I do then? And you're like, oh man, makatangahan lang talaga yung ginawa ko dati. And then you're trying to figure things out on your own. And then she was, Natalie's right. Tasha right. There really is no books for it. You have to remember na there are good things that na sa Filipino na kultura sa pagpalaki ng bata. Me, I grew up here. I came here when I was 11. Yung mga kaibigan ko dito, there's no way I'm gonna raise my kids like them. There's no way. Minumura nila yung parents nila. They don't value their parents. So,
Yeah.
they don't value family. So, ang ginawa ko, ay natutunan ko na na when it comes to raising a family, you pick your culture. So, I'm not gonna raise them in a Western society. Like they are gonna grow up here, pero the way they're gonna be brought up is basically our own values, our own
Yeah.
customs, our own traditions. Because I find it's more effective. I really find it's more effective. It brings you, um, at first it brings you happiness because you feel like you're never alone. Pero
Yeah.
there's some bad things na napapasa on sa kultura natin. I still want to educate them about it. Kasi pagtanda nila, let's say they meet somebody, and this somebody has that
Mm-hmm.
mentality. I want
Mm-hmm.
them to know how to navigate those things. So as parents, we're kind of we're not really leading our kids, but we're getting them tools on how to navigate life. Even if we're dead,
Yeah.
basically, we're giving them the tools, like a carpenter. They can shape their own destiny, kind of things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. It's so beautiful the way
Oh,
you said that.
thank you.
Yeah, sobrang hirap talaga, no? Like sobrang hirap talaga. Like ewan ko kasi kay Philip kasi syempre he grew up in the US. So parang iba in dyan sa kanila. So iba talaga. And may mix talaga sila ng culture. So yun din isa sa mga tanong ko eh. So how do you balance that? Nasagot niya ngayong tanong ko na the way he tries to parent is yung culture pa rin natin, pero he tries to give it a mix in his own way, just so they can still thrive sa environment nila with the right values, with the right mindset, with the right skills and tools. So sobrang challenging, nakakatuwa. Sobrang nag-open yung mind ko. Anong tawag doon? Dito kasi sa amin eh, although syempre Filipino community talaga dito, what we try to do is yung approach namin dyan, And sa pagbibigay ng criticism, tama ka, tama ka. Ngayon na-encounter ko na din yun sa kanya eh. Sometimes, pag may challenge, nadi-dishearten siya. Makikita mo talaga na na-disheartened or something. And then I said, and I always say, hindi, sige, take that approach. Anong gusto mo approach? How would you like to approach the problem? Like parang, um, binibigyan ko siya ng own way. And then, if you need my help, you call me. Kasi syempre sa akin, 4 years old pa lang yun eh. So whenever may challenge, when I'm disheartened, nire-remind ko lang siya, you can do hard things. Yun lang. Yun lang parati yung word ko sa kanya. You can do hard things. You can do it. I know you can. Tapos nire-remind ko, remember last time? You couldn't figure out the puzzle. Nagsimula kasi siya sa parang 4 puzzles lang. Tapos so nagawa niya na yung 4, we jump to 6. Oh, so yeah, so gumagawa na siya ng 6 na puzzles. Pero he started with, I think he started with 2. So una hindi niya ma-figure out. Tapos na-figure out niya, unlock, skill unlock. And then he celebrated like, oh, eh, mama, look, ganyan. Oh, okay, wow, good job. Sabi niya, how did you even do that? How did you do that? Can you show me? And then i-show niya, like this, you put the head here. And then you put the tail here, mga ganyan. Wow, okay, thanks for showing me. Okay, now we know how to do it next time. And then nung nag-jump kami sa 4 pieces naman na puzzle. And then figure out niya, nadi-dishearten siya, makita mo yung frustration, makita mo yung ano, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want. Tapos parang, syempre sabi ko, encourage ko, like, remember last time? Look at mama. You can do it. You can do hard things. And then makikita mo, and then we start with 2. And then makikita mo sa kanya, nag-build up na yung confidence niya. Okay, na-find mo na yung tail. O ngayon, na-find mo na yung leg. So what's next? What do you think we should put here? Is it the neck or the tummy or the body? Ganyan. So pag nahanap niyo na ulit yun, yan. So it's a constant work pa rin. So I always tell him na you can do it, you can do hard things, and then if you need my help, if you really need my help and you couldn't figure out, we can figure it out together. That's when you call me. So parang nakikita ko, nabibuild naman yung resilience niya, nabibuild naman yung grit niya. Even sa mga small things, I let them help here sa house. So even sa pag-water ng plants, at first, hindi niya ma-carry, tapos natumba pa siya, tapos he figured it out, tapos, how did you do that? Show me. Show mama how you did it. And nakakatuwa talaga yung process. So, hindi ko lang alam when the time comes, pag 7 na din siya, or pag 6 na siya, tapos nasa school age na siya, it's a totally different experience. Kaya nga natutuwa ako habang nag-ano si Philip kanina kasi I can only imagine myself how many years from now. Kung ano yung magiging changes. Kasi parang seasonal yan eh. So, tama ka nga, iba nung 2 years old sila. Iba nung 3, iba nung 4. So, imagine, so ngayon, nandyan ka na sa season na yan. Na 7 years old na siya. So, it's a totally different experience.
Right.
So yun.
You have a lot of patience. I can't, ano, like when she was saying like, yung sinasabi niya yung puzzle, oh, gawin mo to, gawin mo yan. I don't have that much patience.
Mga ginanon mo na yan, no? Tinaob mo na yung puzzle.
I don't have that much patience. Ang ginagawa ko sa akin, ano, kunyari may ginagawa siya, di ba? And then, nahihirapan siya. Ang ginagawa ko, kukunin ko. Kasi ko, I bet you I can do it better than you. And tatago ko, kunyari ako gagawa. And then, syempre, maiinggit. Tapos, sabi niya, ako na nga. Gagawin yun. And then, that's how I do it. I kind of change the perspective on, like, sabihin natin, okay, so one time, my kid is afraid of spiders.
Oh, yeah.
Spider. Ganun siya, diba? Tapos, ang gagawin ko yung spider, kagrabin ko yung spider, hihagis ko sa kanya. Tapos, tatawa ko, tapos tatakbo ako, diba? Tapos, syempre, mag-freak out siya, diba? And after the third time, like, pagka nakita ko nagangamba, hinahagis ko sa didikit-dito, titili siya, diba? And then, after maybe the third time, instead of getting afraid of spiders, she would laugh and she would take the spider and she would chase me with the spider. And then she would throw the spider at me and then nahabulan kami, diba? So ginagawa ko, I would change the perspective of fear and then program it to a different way. So program it to fun. So yun yung ginagawa ko. So let's say meron siyang kaibigan, tapos yung kaibigan hindi siya pinapansin. Ganon. Instead of being sad about it, I'll change it. I'll make it fun. So instead of being impactful for her, she's gonna think it's silly. That's all I do. But yung ginagawa mo yung building the blocks, so this is how you do those things. I'm like, oh my God. Like when you're saying it, I don't think I can do that.
Yeah.
I don't have that much patience. Maybe because I'm a guy, pero my wife does that. But I can't do it. I don't know why I can't do it. I'm so
Yeah.
immature when it comes to those things.
And that's why we're having this podcast, right?
Mm.
It's so
Yeah.
different. It's so different.
Yeah.
Um, and I can really see that. It's so funny because I can see yun nga, yung a guy's way, a father's approach, which is totally different from a mom. So, natutuwa talaga ako. Yung husband ko din, ganyan din siya when it comes to spiders, when it comes to yung mga icky na mga insects. Although yung
Pero yung
mga anak
ipis nyo dyan, ang
namin,
lalaki.
Mm.
oo, yung ipis talaga na part, syempre, iba naman ang ipis sa spider. Medyo yung spider, pwede yung pang iba to eh. Pero ewan ko na yung
Ipis.
sa
Nako.
ipis talaga. Pero nakakatuwa kasi ganyan din yung husband ko. So, he puts fun into things. So, pag may scary na stuff or like spider, something like that, like, ganun talaga, papahawak niya talaga without question. Like, parang, oh, ito, iano mo kaagad. Iba talaga. Pero syempre, pag ako medyo we discovered together. My own fears ako of spiders. Pero ngayon na ayoko naman nakita ng mga bata, it's something to be afraid of. Of course not. Like parang, like anything, Spider-Man yan or challenge man yan, there's an approach to it. So, yun nga. So, you try to approach it in your own way. Pag nakita ko sa anak ko na kaya niya, go. Let Papa teach you if you want. Pero if you want my help, kasi pinapa-choose ko siya parate, who do you want to do it? Like, do you want Papa to accompany with this? Or do you want me? Who do you think could help you? So, sometimes he runs to his dad. Tatay niya yung nag-ano sa papa niya. Pero if he needs my help, na, Mom, can you do it? Like, Mom, I want you. Okay. That's when I jump in. Pero yung mga ganyan, yung mga fear, it's husband ko talaga eh. Yung pag-approach na sa scary stuff and stuff like that, husband ko talaga. More on ano ako, more
Draw.
on learning, more on
Yeah.
ano,
Draw, ibang-iba so pinaglakihan natin, ano?
Oo.
Imagine our parents
sobra.
like that. Anong kailangan
No.
mo? Diba? Like, para
Ano
bang
naman ginawa
iisip
mo?
ka,
Ano na
Mm.
titingin,
naman?
Pero
titingin ka, parang
ano,
papaampun yata ako nito ah.
pero ano, gusto ko yung ano, yung
So different.
yung way
So
yung
different.
nababanggit ni Tash, yung way niya para mag-encourage ng kids to do hard things is
Mhm.
uh, hindi lang yung plain na you can do it. Na, kaya mo yan, kaya mo yan. Kaya, I believe in you. ang,
Oo.
ang napansin kong ginawa mo is pinipresent mo rin sila with things na nagawa na nila. Tingnan mo, ito na yung nagawa mo before. So, ito yung dahilan kung
Mm-mm.
bakit I believe na you can do hard things.
Mm-mm. And para ma-realize niya, yeah.
Mm.
It's really good.
Ay,
Mm-hmm.
oo.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that
Wow.
leads me to ano, eto, isang question din. Medyo na nasagot nyo na with your answers. Pero parang ano yung pinaka, as a parent, ngayon parent ka na, ano yung pinaka parang naapektuhan siguro your life, siguro personality mo, ano yung pinaka nag-change about you nung naging parent ka? How
Oh,
about you, Philip?
Natasha can go first. Oh,
Okay,
want me
sige.
to go first?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
you go
You can
first,
go,
man.
Philip.
What changed aside from my wallet? Uh, um, um, marami. As I told you before, sinabi ko sa iyo, Andro, yung aso.
Yeah, oh.
Was that live or
You
did I
no no no
say that?
no. You were skeptic about it. Sharing it live.
Uh, all right, I'll share it. I'll share it. George, don't judge me. Yung
Alright,
mga tao
guys.
nakikinig, don't judge me.
Ma-
So
Open your mind.
when my wife was pregnant, ang iniisip ko is like, am I gonna be a vicious dad? Yung gano'n, di ba? Am I gonna be the person that I'm trying to avoid? So hindi ko, man, how do I practice before the baby even comes out? So ang ginawa ko, I got a dog. So, kumuha ako ng aso na cute. Yung cute na aso na parang, you know, ibang tao, they would baby the dog. So, dun ko talagang sinubukan kung, kasi it's a puppy, it's gonna poop on the floor, it's gonna pee on the floor, it's gonna, and then you'll feel that like, yung parang, ano ba, yung gana, di ba? That's when I kind of did my pre-game practice before I even have a child. Talagang tingnan ko muna kung anong ugali ko. Siyempre, magagalit ako, and then I'll catch myself, and then I'm like, crap, I can't take this anymore, or this is too hard. Kahol ng kahol yung tuta ng gabi, like hindi ka makatulog kasi it's still a puppy. Like kahol ng kahol, you know, iyak na iyak, you know. So this is exactly like a baby, but it's not your baby, it's just a puppy. So yun yung ginawa ko, I practiced first. Kasi I was afraid that what I would do to you know, the baby. And then from then on, I it's weird because I viewed it as training my mind, basically. So instead of thinking how to raise a kid, I started to think how can I be the best person the kid can emulate from. Diba? Kasi may nabasa akong quote dati, the kid doesn't listen to you, they copy you. They don't listen to your words, they copy your actions. So no matter what you really say, they're gonna copy what you become. So I'm like, I gotta make sure I become a pleasant guy to be around with, na, you know, na reliable, and then somebody you can trust. And so therefore, this kid will be, hopefully be the same thing, you know, makakopy yung ugali ng parent. So that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. And I'm still doing it now. And it's a building block. And sometimes you take a brick off because you make a mistake, but you still keep building that wall. Yun lang ginagawa ko. It's weird, but as a parent, I know it's kind of selfish, but being selfish is great because if you don't take care of your mind yourself, there's no way you can take care of your kid. Let's say this: you take care of your kid, and the kid is like really really well, but you don't take care of your mind, your body, yourself, your clothing, what you look like. Eventually, that kid's gonna see you, and it's like, oh, kawawa naman si mama, kawawa na si papa. I want to make sure that when they look at me, even when I'm old, they're gonna be proud. Na para bang, oh, that's the leader right there. Yun ang gusto kong mangyari. That's why kasi my grandma, she's old, really old, but ano siya, lahat ng relative ko respects her, and I always try to figure out why. And then later on, closer to her death, I realized that she was she's when she says something, she sticks to that, what she says, and when she says she's gonna do something, she does it, and then she never breaks that. And then I found out that that's what a leader is. You know, that's how you lead the flock. And then from there, even though matanda na siya, she's weak, she doesn't exude power, she does earn the respect of everybody. So that's what I want to become. And you know, that's how you raise your kid. You become who you want to be, the best you can be, and they copy you. That's it.
Caught, not taught. Yung na
Mm.
tumatak sa akin. How about you, Tash? Ano yung parang nag-change about you, yourself, your life, nung naging parent ka?
Mhm. Nung naging parent ako, well, syempre ibang-iba ang nanay eh. Syempre, I think nag-start ang pagiging parent talaga ng babae, nag-start pag nabuntis na siya eh.
Oh
Conception pa
yeah.
lang eh. Kasi nasa loob, feel mo talaga nag-grow inside yung bata. So, doon pa lang, may changes na. So, kaya naintindihan ko si Philip that he had to get a dog to practice talaga kung paano. Kasi he wants to be the best kind of father to the kid eh. Pero kaming mga babae kasi ramdam namin eh. So makikita mo talaga na pag ano pa lang ng bata, ang dami na namin iniisip, paano ko gagawin to, paano ko alagaan yung spirit ko pag na-nourish yung self ko, para ma-nourish yung bata sa loob. So doon nag-start yun. So ang dami nag-change. Yung drinking habits, ba? Nag-yossi ako before ako nabuntis. So, syempre, totally different. Cut off inom, cut off yossi. lifestyle. Kung na nabuntis ko, nag-exercise pa rin ako. Um, After that, nag-read ako ng mga self-motivating books. Nag-listen pa rin ako self-motivation. Kasi, di ba may ano, Philip, na pag narinig daw ng bata ko na yung pinapakinggan mo, even if nasa work. So, I try to listen nung gusto ko, nag-ano ko ng mga classical music, mga stuff na ganyan, podcasts, I listen to good stuff. So, I think nag-start talaga yung naka-help siya sa self-development journey ko din, become a better person. So, ever since na nabuntis ako for 9 months, yun. And then, syempre, ibang aspect na naman yung financially dyan. Kailangan mag-ready ka kasi mahal, kasi mahal mga anak. So, syempre, iba dito sa Pilipinas, mahal pag cesarean. So, we didn't know then kung like, ano ko, natural or cesarean. So, it turned out, cesarean ako. So, yung husband ko, syempre, nag-work, work, work. Ako, I just took care of myself. I tried to ready or prepare myself for motherhood. So, nag-ano ko, nagbasa din ako ng book. Um, nag-ano ko ng different perspectives of parenting. Anong path yung iti-take ko? Kasi nung time na yun as a new mom, you don't know which path to take. Like, people are saying na, pag ito sa Pilipinas, you stick with kung paano ka, kasi effective naman Yun yung sinasabi ng ibang parents, yung perspective nila is, effective naman I turned out okay, even if after everything I've been through. Kaya medyo may struggle pa dito sa Pilipinas, Philip, when we talk about mga gentle parenting, mga conscious parenting, medyo may say pa rin yung yung society about that na hindi pa sila comfortable with that knowledge or new way of looking at things. Nandun pa rin yung old lenses. So for me yun, what the biggest change for me naman is yun nga, how I handle myself. Kasi tama ka, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So, makikita ng bata yan. So, pag feeling mo burned out ka na, kasi may burnout talaga hindi mo ano yan, sobrang nakakapagod, lalo na yung newborn stage. Breastfeeding mom ako din sa mga bata, my husband needs to. So, yung, yung grit ko din and resilience na bumangon even if times are hard, even if wala akong tulog, nabibuild mo talaga yan. So yun, yung approach ko when it comes to challenges na iba, I'm more open-minded now. And yung pag-research ko, pag-educate ko sa self ko, nandun pa rin. And yun nga, become the best mom I can be to my kids. I need to nourish myself then, internally and with new experiences. Kasi makikita nila yan mom is trying new things. So ako din. So I should try new things. Alam mo yun, you don't need what do you call this? You don't need to hold off or hindi mo kailangan i-hold off yung mga goals mo, yung dreams mo for yourself just because you become a parent. You strive to achieve those goals even if you're a parent. Kasi feeling ko, and nakikita ko sa mga bata na nakikita nila yun sa akin. So, yung approach mo to success, yung approach mo to challenges at work, yung approach mo sa own emotional struggles mo, everything plays a part sa um, sa pagpapalaki mo sa mga bata. Tama nga. So ngayon, kaya nga nag-work ako ulit. Full-time mom ako before this. I chose to go back working, Philip, actually, is because, yun nga, na-realize ko na ayokong pagdating ng panahon, my children, gagamitin nila sa akin yan. Na pag in-encourage ko sila, anak, you can be anything. You can put your mind into it. You can do great things in the world. Tapos sasabihin sa akin ng mga anak ko is, why aren't you, mom? Bakit ikaw hindi? Bakit mo ako in-encourage? Bakit mo ako sinasabing maging successful ako? Ano bang nangyari sa'yo? Yun talaga yung fear ko. Like, ayaw dumating yung panahon na if I encourage them or if I motivate them na, kaya mo yan. Sabihin nila, bakit ikaw? Hindi mo nga Tapos pag sinabi ko, syempre na you can have a healthy life, a healthy lifestyle, sabihin nila, bakit ikaw? Bakit di mo inaalagaan yung sarili mo? So yun, yung fear talaga yung nag-drive din sa akin na pagdating ng panahon, ayokong babalik sa akin yan. Babalik sa akin yung mga things na hindi ko nagawa, dreams na hindi ko in-achieve, visions para sa pamilya na hindi ko pinush through just because I had fear, I had doubt, I had insecurities. So yun yung sobrang nagbago sa akin because of parent.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Mm.
Sobra. Kasi, sorry kasi pati tayo, di ba? Nakita ko yung parents ko eh. Parang dumating din sa point na, bakit mo ako sinasabihan, ikaw nga? Alam mo yun? Bakit perfecto ka ba? Bakit mo ako sinasabihan ng ganyan eh? Sobrang ayos mo ng buhay mo. Like, parang
They'll see
na-encourage
through
nila
you.
ako na, oo. So, binabalik mo talaga eh. Like, parang, when the time comes, for sure.
So,
For sure,
totoo, no?
they will say that. Oo.
Totoong caught, not taught. Kahit anong ituro mo verbally sa anak mo, eventually, yung ginagawa mo, ang titignan nila.
Mhm. That's
So,
very true.
mm so nagtutugma talaga yung sinasabi nyo. And,
Yeah.
may isa kong question na na-bring up doon. And then, after nung question na to, isang simple question na lang for both of you. And yung question na yun is, ang nabanggit mo about yung parang contradicting parenting style ngayon at yung before, parang soft parenting ba yung nagamit mong term? Tash?
Gentle parenting.
Gentle, okay. So, sa akin kasi, I don't think necessarily a generation na tama, either yung generation lolo natin or generation ngayon. I think it's always, a team effort. Yung nalalaman nung dati, always relevant pa rin yun. Kasi lalo na yung lola natin kasi lumaki sila sa gera. Hindi naman they didn't have the luxury to think about ano ba yung passion ko, mga ganun-ganun. So they were able to be resilient kasi they are really focused on surviving, maging resilient niya. And kung ako siguro sabihin natin kung ano man gen ako ngayon, Gen Z, millennial, kung kaya ko dalin yun, gamitin ko ngayon, that will be sobrang helpful. And also, kung yung generation dati, kasi tingin ko, narinig ko sa mga tao na kadalasan may PTSD, although they're resilient, ang nagiging sakit nila usually is wala nang gera, pero yung mind nila parang nakapanggera pa rin. So, kaya nararanasan nila yung PTSD. So, tingin ko talaga there's no specific generation na ito yung tama, ito yung tama. It's always parang mixture of both. So, yung question leading to that is, ano ba yung best way para mag-collide yung dati sa ngayon in terms of parenting? Philip.
Okay. In terms of parenting, they have to, yeah, you're right. They have to survive. And then it's a different world, basically, right? Survival of the fittest. Yun ang nangyayari dati. Ngayon, we're basically living in the most affluent time in the world. Kasi, like, basically, yung mga tao ngayon, there's less death than before. Pero we're also in the information age. Di ba? Dati wala eh. Kung anong sabi-sabi, yun ang gagawin mo eh. Pero I really value the teachings from the past because it builds resiliency. Yun ang talaga, like, think about our heroes or kung sino-sino bang hero yun from the past. The only reason that we know about them is because they're resilient to hardships. Di ba? Even though wala sila pinag-aralan, o let's say, isa na lang yung paa nila, the only thing that's really carrying them through, and that's why we remember them, is resiliency. Nowadays, our heroes are different. Our heroes are basically stupid idiots on TikTok. Um, anyways, para sa akin, mas gusto ko yung tradition ng dati and then you merge it now. Let's say loyalty, honesty, right? Pride. Pride is such a great thing, right? Pride. And then we have our communication skills now. And then we combine that together. And I think it's close to perfection. I really think so. Kasi dati, this is tradition, this is right. You do these things in order. It's an hierarchy. You follow your father, you follow your mother, and stuff like that. Nowadays, there's more side of communication. But the problem is what I see with the parenting dito is they side too much on that. Na their kid becomes too, I wouldn't say spoiled, but um they're more it's kind of it's bad for me to say it, but they're more westernized, having the mentality of they know it all right? And then they never experienced hardship, so they because they saw it on YouTube a hardship, they really think that that's hardship, you know. So if you combine the communication on both, you're basically raising a decent human being if you can get that through. That's my answer.
How about you, Tash? Anything you want to add?
Yeah. Totoo din naman na everything comes from yung tamang merge nga ng past and ng present eh. And syempre, we don't know what the future holds then. So, meron pa ring, ano yun, meron pa ring role. I think it has still a role to play. But for me, um, the best, medyo broad tong statement ko. But the best parenting siguro is to be here in the right here, right now. Kasi, um, although, oo, hindi naman na yung mga kids ko kasi for me, hindi naman na sila aware eh. Ano yung mga, ano before, it's me as a parent. When I think about it, parang, should I still, kasi makikita naman nila is ako eh. So, um, the best na ginagawa ko is to approach the problem in the right here, right now. In the right here, right now. Nagigas, does it make sense? Parang,
Being
parang,
present.
Yeah, being
yeah,
present.
just being present in the moment. But yeah, tama din naman, may role na sa akin yon internally sa mind ko. Pero yung pag when I put it into action, it's the right here right now. Yung ano naman yung mga lessons before, oo, na teach na ako. Pero um yung pag-approach ko sa mga bata ngayon is yun, kung ano yung ngayon. Alam mo yun, yung parang to keep an open ano lang, na parang okay ito. So, i-approach natin ito ngayon. Tomorrow it might be different or later it might be different. Pero with the challenges we have right now, ito yung gagawin natin. So, thankful ako sa mga naging lessons from the past. I'm very, very thankful kasi we wouldn't be who we are today not because of everything that we've learned, everything that has contributed to us. So, sa history natin. But yun, so, pero ngayon, yun yung approach ko. And I don't think there's like a right answer to that. We still keep developing ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and may bukas, you don't know. Later, may bago na namang learning, may bago na namang study, may bago na namang insight that we take in from technology or from other resources, from the media. It's up to us talaga how we sift it. And tama ka nga, Philip, it's in the values of the parents. What are your values? Yun talaga yung ano eh, kung okay yung value mo sa parent, kung okay yung values mo, and you really put it into action, and nakikita yan ng mga bata, I don't think we can go wrong. Kasi kung hindi ayos yung ano mo, yung perspective or yung mismong alignment mo sa self, wala. I don't think maging maayos din yung pagiging parent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
when I'm just gonna say something. I just remind
Mm-hmm.
na may natandaan ako. I think it's better to use what works. Kasi
Yeah.
isa pa dito nung lumalaki ako dito, there's so the divorce rate is here. The
Oh,
divorce is
yeah.
ridiculous. Ngayon,
Yeah.
so if you really think about it, what works? A complete family structure,
Yeah.
di ba? And then the mom and dad actually leads the house and they set rules and boundaries and the children follow it. And then the no, that's the past. And the new one is like your parents explain to you why the rules are there and why
Yeah.
you're getting punished. That's basically that's missing. I think because it's so basic, it works on every single culture. You'll see it in India, China, every single one. And the only place na nakikita ko na mga bata or even adults here na they're not right in the head or their lives in a spiral is they come from a household that's not broken but separated. You know what I mean? Like a broken family in my eyes is like the mom and dad like hate each other and they can't see the kids and then they're fighting over divorce money. the dad is trying to get out of paying monthly for his children. You see that conflict there is the destruction of the whole family structure. If you break
Yes.
that, it's gonna break the kid. So yun na nakita ko. Sa Pilipinas, since you guys don't have that, I see more na yung mga bata. I know sa mga bata dyan when I come there, pag bumibisita ko dyan, nakikita ko sa mga bata that they still respect the elderly, di ba? And they still strive for what is right. Even
Yes.
though mahirap sila, they know not to steal. They know to do, like nakikita ko sa school, it's a great example. Sa Pilipinas, they worship who's the smartest in school.
Yeah.
Here in the Western society, they worship who's the coolest, even though the guy's a dumbass.
Yeah.
Diba? It's a
Mhm.
total reversal. So,
Mhm.
sa totoo lang, the values, the traditional values are better when it comes to that. The only thing that's missing is really the communication of
Yeah.
why you're
Yeah.
getting punished, what's happening, ano nangyayari dyan. But as a parents, I really think that we should stick to the basic
Yes.
and basically family structure, values, and all those things. It's not bad,
Yeah.
like unless you can find out a different way to do it. But yeah, I think that works.
It's a
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
really good point. Communication lang
Yeah.
yung kulang.
Tama nga si Philip. Sa communication yan. And it's really up to the mom and dad. So, kami kasi, di ba, I come from a different background, my husband comes from a different background. Kailangan talaga pag-usapan yan. Pinag-uusapan talaga yan, how do you want to raise our kids? Ano yung values mo? Ako kasi ito yung values ko eh. So, mag-merge yan. So, hindi yan pwedeng, iba ka ng values, iba ako. Hindi. Because magkakaroon ng disconnect sa mga bata. So, it has to
Yeah.
be clear sa parents kung how do we want to do this? Ano yung game plan natin? Pag ito yung nangyari, how do we decide to solve it together? So, pag nakita ng mga bata na may unity sa how mom and dad does things, makikita nila may magkakaroon ng more open communication, more trust, more respect. Kasi makikita din nila yun sa dynamics ng mag-asawa ng both parents. So I think it plays a huge part sa how they view respect, how they view loyalty, trust, and love. Kasi makikita nila yan sa dynamics ng marriage ng parents or kung paano nila ginagawa yung teamwork sa loob ng house, kung paano nila ginagawa yung teamwork when it comes to parenting. So yun. So to add to what Philip has said, that's
Great.
my take on it.
Yeah.
Really good.
Ang communication, ang
Yes.
missing key.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, really thankful ako sa answer nyo, guys. And yung last question is yung simple na question. So, ang tanong lang is, without explaining why, what is something about you, either a mannerism or attitude na ginagawa, or attitude that you have, na ayaw mong ma-rub on sa kids mo? Either baka may habit kang mangulangan sa mga ganun. Anything. Yan. Ano yun?
Mannerism like physical
Uh,
mannerism or mentality.
any of them. Mannerism,
Any of them.
mentality, or attitude.
She can go first. She can go first.
Okay. Without
Yeah.
explaining why.
For me is I just want my kids to be honest with me when it comes to mental struggles. Kasi sobrang grabe yung naging ano ko sa mental health ko before. This is for another topic, pero there's an experience ko sa dad ko before. I cut, ano mo yun, like meron ako suicidal ideation. Dumating, yeah. So nagka-cut ako ng risk ko, I hurt myself because I feel I deserve it or because I like the pain, I like the feeling of it. So, sobrang mali talaga yung mindset ko before. Pero I just want my kids to be honest. Kaya ako nurture yung relationship namin ngayon so that when the time comes that they have a struggle, no matter how small or big it is, they can tell me, Mom, I'm struggling. I need your help. They can be open with me. Kasi ako talaga, I dealt with all of that by myself. I was alone. I felt really alone during my childhood and growing up. So now that I'm a parent, gusto ko lang na they can come to me whenever they need anything at all. They can go to mom and they can trust me with it and trust that I can help them, I can understand them, and I can love them still through it all. So that's it.
Kaya pala kailangan natin
Very,
mag-rejoin.
very, very motherly. Very
Yeah.
motherly. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, sabi ko without explaining why, pero sobrang helpful nung pagkaka-explain.
Sorry. Hindi ko pwedeng tanggalin yung part.
Okay lang. Philip, ulitin ko lang
Um,
yung question for you.
Sure.
So, anong something, either mannerism, attitude, or mentality na ayaw mong marub on sa kids mo without explaining why?
I don't like to ask for help. I don't want them to be like that. Kasi when I left my family when I was 18 and I was homeless for like 3 years, and I just wanted to survive on my own, basically, right? So I did that and on purpose na, and then I promised myself I'm never gonna ask for help. But ever since then, it kind of stuck. That personality got stuck. So if I have a problem, I solve it by myself. It's good, it's great, but it's easier if you actually tell somebody and then they would help you. I want them to actually basically the same thing as our co-host guest there. Na ano na they would ask for help if they need help. I don't want them to have that mentality that they're gonna strive on it on their own, even though they should. I still want them to have the option to go, hey, I'm having trouble here. Can you help me? Like I'm having trouble with this, struggling with this problem or life, whatever. Help me. I never had I think I did it out of fear. I like now looking back, I think because I don't want to be viewed as inadequate or incompetent or thinking that I can't do it. So I really avoided asking people for help. Even if, lalo na to, if somebody's helping me, I refuse it. I really refuse it. Kahit gutom na ako, if they give me something, no, I'm good. I'm full. I'm okay. I'm not hungry. Yun ang ginagawa ko.
I guess, necessary talaga yung context yan. Pero regarding yung pag-reaching out, nagkaroon kami ng episode ni Kim, kaming dalawa lang about it. So, I think, maybe before nitong episode na to or after nito. Pero, in the process of editing, inedit ko pa lang. Pero anyways, so, sobrang thankful ako sa time nyo guys and sa lahat ng information and wisdom na share nyo. Personally, para sa akin lahat to. Pero, hopefully, may natulong din sa listeners na basically kasi nung bata ako parang yun din eh. Di naman ako napabayaan, di naman ako gutom, pero feeling ko I was alone. So parang para to dun sa younger self ko. So para din sa akin yan, eventually magiging parent din ako. So thanks again guys sa time nyo and till next episode. See you guys.
Thank you for
Thank you,
having us.
Andrew. Thank you, everyone. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Philip.
everyone.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Sana nakatulong sa'yo yung topic na napag-usapan at kung nakatulong man, feel free to subscribe at mag-iwan ng review bago ka umalis. Also, feel free to share this with a friend na tingin mo makaka-relate sa episode na to. And until next episode guys, peace!